If you think negotiation is an optional skill, the market is about to prove you wrong. For most of my 20-year real estate career, negotiation has been one of the most valuable skills that a real estate agent can develop. And in a normal market, either buyers or sellers, we negotiated just about everything. We negotiate list price, we negotiate offer terms, and we even negotiate inspection contingencies. But over the last 5 or 6 years, something's changed. To me, it's not for the better. The problem is our negotiating skills are either rusty or completely non-existent. And in today's fast-paced real estate market, most agents haven't negotiated at all, anything. Sellers just list the home for whatever price they want to list it for. They get 10 or 15 offers. They pick one of the offers. Listing agents aren't negotiating, they're simply choosing. Buyers are writing above asking price offers, waiving inspections. There's been nothing to negotiate, just speed and signatures. But speed, that doesn't equal skill. Many agents have done a ton of deals over the last 5 years, but they've never actually negotiated any part of any of them. And that's a problem. And over the last 5 years, we now have a generation of agents who equate volume to value and numbers of transactions with their expertise. But when the market shifts, and it will, it's your skills to negotiate that are going to keep you standing. Ask yourself, when was the last time you had to justify a price reduction to a seller or go back and forth over a tough inspection credit request? How about, have you had to coach your buyer through crafting a strategic offer, one that notices opportunity to see and leverage contingencies for your client? If you haven't been doing that consistently, then the skills you need the most are right now, they might be your weakest. And that's going to be a problem that's going to catch up to you and a lot of other agents. One of the most critical but overlooked negotiating skills is pricing a home for the market. Over the last 5 years, many listing agents haven't had to justify price at all. Sellers picked a number and buyers fought over it. But in a normal or shifting market, those days are gone. You need to walk into a listing appointment and have an honest, data-backed pricing conversation, even when it's uncomfortable. That means understanding absorption rates and showing data. It means using comps with true adjustments, not just cherry-picked sales, and actually explaining the different pricing strategies and the pros and cons to your seller. You also need to be able to respond to your seller when they say, but Zillow says my house is worth this. This is where confidence meets emotional intelligence. You're not just negotiating price, you're negotiating trust. Sellers need to be heard, but they also need to be guided. And if you can't lead them to the right number, you're going to risk losing their confidence or even the listing itself. And if the home sits, now you're negotiating price reductions and managing seller frustration. Great agents don't just price a property, they position it. And you must frame the pricing strategy that attracts offers instead of chasing them. That means understanding buyer psychology. New listings, they get all the attention. And price-reduced homes, they get skepticism. Most showing activity happens in the first 10 days. Sometimes pricing slightly below market brings multiple offers. And it's not a weakness, it's a strategy. And in explaining that to the seller, it takes more than a CMA. It takes market knowledge and emotional awareness, and most important, practice. This is where lazy agents struggle, and skilled negotiators, they shine. The broader solution isn't to panic, it's to sharpen your tools. Negotiation is a skill you can build, and it separates the average agents from the trusted advisors. You got to start by identifying all the leverage points in every deal, the timelines, the contingencies, the motivation, and the communication gaps. That's where the real strategy begins. You got to know what both sides want, not just your client, because great negotiators, they listen more than they speak, and they use empathy to gain an advantage. And when inspection reports come in, trust me, the emotions are going to spike. You need to lead, not react. You need to coach your clients with clarity, not with panic. We have to master how we deliver tough news calmly, frame counteroffers professionally, and always keep the big picture in focus. We have to role play tough scenarios with our colleagues. The agents who practice off-market are going to be the ones that perform on market. You don't rise to the occasion, you fall to the level of your training. And the best negotiators, they don't overpower, they build trust, they guide, they educate, they protect their client while keeping the deal moving forward. And when you master negotiation, you actually become the Sherpa that your clients rely on. And you don't just get deals done, you earn your results. You're going to win better terms for your buyers. You're going to protect sellers when things get tough. And you gain the respect from your peers, which leads to smoother deals and better collaboration. Most importantly, you're going to be the one that they trust when everything is on the line. You're the guide during one of the most biggest moments of their entire lives. And just like that Sherpa on Everest, your job is to lead when it's steep and scary. And negotiation is where you're going to prove your worth. And when you do, it's going to create the loyalty that lasts a lifetime. If you haven't had to negotiate much lately, now's the time to re-engage those skills. Because the market shifts, they're not coming, they're already here. Inside Buyer Agency Pro, we don't just teach you what to say, we help you train for the moments that matter for you and for your clients. Because skill, it's going to beat speed every time in the long run. Oh, by the way, if you found value in this message, do me a favor, share the tip that you enjoyed the most. And if there's a way that you do it, put it in the comments below. We're all trying to get better. Finally, make sure you subscribe to this channel, especially if you want to be notified every time I put a coaching video up. I'm going to be sharing exactly how we get our time back in real estate, how we create epic experiences for our clients, because every moment matters. Might as well make it epic.